What a game! The Kansas City Chiefs pulled off a thrilling 27-20 victory over the Baltimore Ravens in Week 1. It all came down to the final play, with Isaiah likely just a toe away from catching the ball and potentially sending the game into overtime. Coach Harbaugh was pushing for a two-point conversion, but the Ravens ultimately fell short. The Chiefs' defense was outstanding. Leo Chenal deserves a lot of praise for his performance. He played a crucial role as a quarterback spy, keeping a close eye on Lamar Jackson. Despite Jackson having an impressive day rushing, Chenal had a key pass deflection late in the game and did an excellent job at linebacker. The Chiefs' secondary also held up well, even without their star, L'Jarius Sneed. The tight end, Isaiah Likely, was the biggest challenge for them, but they managed to keep Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers in check. The only real concern was some missed coverages that allowed a 38-yard play by Rashad Bateman late in the game. However, Justice Hill, the running back, was contained with 6 catches for 52 yards. The Chiefs' front seven was solid too. Lamar Jackson was sacked only once, but there was consistent pressure from George Karlaftis and Chris Jones. They kept Derrick Henry under control, limiting him to 13 carries for 46 yards. It's easy to say the Ravens should have run the ball more, but it's tough to run effectively when you're constantly trying to catch up to an offense like the Chiefs. When the Chiefs' offense is firing on all cylinders, as it was with Xavier Worthy making plays, it's hard for opponents to focus on running the ball. Lamar Jackson was the only one really breaking through on the ground, while Zay Flowers had just 2 carries for 14 yards. The Chiefs' linebackers are tough against the run, and they forced Jackson to stay in the pocket, where his accuracy faltered. Credit goes to the entire defense, especially with some key players missing. Trent McDuffie stepped up big time in this game. Last season, he was the Chiefs' top cornerback, and he's still one of the best in the NFL. His game isn't defined by flashy interceptions, but by consistent, reliable play. Nick Bolton is an excellent linebacker, and Brian Cook also had a solid game in the secondary. There was a key moment in the red zone where Isaiah Likely was wide open for a few seconds, but Brian Cook rushed in and pushed him out of bounds. Likely was shaken up but returned for the last play, so it looks like he'll be okay. It's only Week 1, so there's room for improvement, but the Chiefs look better than they did last season. Remember, they lost their opening game to the Detroit Lions without Chris Jones and Travis Kelce. We saw how crucial these players are. Even though Kelce didn't make a big impact this game, he wasn't needed to because Xavier Worthy stepped up. Worthy scored on his first play and also had a receiving touchdown. His speed makes him a special player, and it's puzzling why the NFL let him land with the Chiefs. If the Buffalo Bills face the Chiefs in the playoffs again, they might regret missing out on Worthy. Rashid Rice had some off-field issues but showed he's a key player on the field. He's become the top wide receiver with 7 catches for 103 yards. Last season, there weren't many reliable receivers besides Rice and Kelce. Now, with Worthy and Rice, the Chiefs have more consistent options. Kelce started slow last season too, coming back from a knee injury, but he doesn't need to rack up 100 yards a game. His presence alone is a threat, and despite being further along in his career, he remains one of the top tight ends. Isaiah Pacheco ran hard, though he averaged only 3 yards per carry with 15 carries for 45 yards. Those were tough, crucial yards, with Patrick Mahomes being consistent, despite an interception, throwing 20 of 28 for 291 yards. The offense was effective. Mahomes made a big play to Kelce for 23 yards, highlighting his ability in key moments. The Chiefs' knack for winning close games often comes down to making the most of every opportunity. The Ravens missed a field goal and had a turnover on downs, which may have cost them the game. The Chiefs capitalized on these chances, including a lucky break where Mahomes caught a batted ball and gained a few extra yards. Such awareness often comes from rigorous coaching, and Andy Reid's tough training camp plays a big part in that. Andy Reid's tough practice approach really pays off in games. He once said, "We can practice hard and be great in games, or we can be average in practice and average in games." This philosophy worked well for him with the Philadelphia Eagles and continues to work with the Chiefs. I've been saying all off-season that this team has a great shot at winning 3 Super Bowls in a row. We're not there yet, but this is a strong start. Both teams have room for improvement. It's only Week 1. The Chiefs had a great win, and the Ravens will be okay. Their defense didn't look as sharp as usual, especially after Calvin Noy went down with an eye injury. The Chiefs took advantage of that. Zachary Orr is the new defensive coordinator, and it will take time for him to settle in. Coach McDonald was excellent, and losing key defensive players like Geno Stone and Jadeveon Clowney is a setback. On the bright side, the Ravens' offensive line looked good, and Lamar Jackson was strong on the ground. He just needs to improve his passing accuracy and avoid mistakes like the fumble he had. The Ravens had three key mistakes that hurt them: a turnover on downs, a missed field goal by Justin Tucker, which is rare, and the fumble. The Chiefs deserve credit for their win, but many might say they were lucky to get away with the victory, especially with Isaiah likely being so close to a game-changing play. There were also several questionable calls on legal formations against the Ravens that seemed inconsistent. The NFL should review these calls, as the same issue happened with the Chiefs last season. Referees need to be more consistent with these decisions. Looking at the Chiefs' offensive line, the rookie left tackle, Kingsley, had an up-and-down game. He showed promise, and I expect he'll improve as the season progresses, especially by week 8 or 9. Juwan Taylor had a penalty in this game, but he performed better in the postseason last year, so I'm optimistic about his play moving forward. Overall, this was a fantastic game from start to finish. The team started strong, defenses made their stand, and the offenses applied pressure throughout. It was a solid Week 1 opener. Now, as we look forward to tomorrow's game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers, make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. If you want more post-game reactions, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Stay safe, stay positive, and thanks for watching. God bless and peace.